Donner Pass, built in 1868 by the Central Pacific Railroad, became the most difficult and treacherous portion of Southern Pacific's famous overland route. Does this rendition of the pass, created by 3D Train Stuff over 14 years ago, still hold up to modern simulator standards? Let's climb the grade and load it up in open rails. "3D Train Stuff's recreation includes the 90-mile stretch of track between Colfax and Truckee, providing accurate geography and gradients. The route is densely detailed with custom-built, period-correct, unique, and well-made structures and vehicles. Originally released in the United States for $39.95 and now on sale for $29.95, almost all of the scenery makes this asking price more than fair. Included with the route are custom-painted F7 and FP7A units originally designed by 3D Trains, with custom cab views and partial custom sounds. More on that later. It also includes Southern Pacific C9 consolidations that sound decent and look great for their age. The real stars of the show, however, are the AC 10, 11, and 12 cab Fords. They are possibly some of the best models of the class in any simulator, with custom sounds and acceptable 2D cab views. All of the locomotives have winterized variants as well as night cabs. The rolling stock included with this pack is great. There is simply no other way to put it. It includes reefers, boxcars, gondolas, flat cars, snow removal equipment, and even cars loaded with military goods. The textures on the cars are great, with lots of add-on 3D detail. This route, however well made, is not perfect. It is plagued with problems that stem from its early MSTS roots. The most glaring issue for me is the blurry and ugly primary ground textures that were used in many earlier routes. On the lower resolution monitors of the past, this was fine, but on higher resolution monitors, it just looks bad. Some of the pine trees, a staple of Western mountain railroading, are also quite atrocious. Their boughs and branches look blurry and murky up close. Scenery wasn't always given the care it needs now, meaning certain distant tiles might be missing trees and foliage, resulting in square blank spots in the distance. Furthermore, some of the scenery in between major areas can feel barren at times. Another strange issue that I won't hold against the route's final score, but is worth mentioning, is that some of the locomotives need some tweaking of their ENG file to get the best look out of them. The primary culprit being the smoke density. The cab Fords especially had odd, thin smoke that resembled that of a candle being extinguished more than a steam locomotive. But because this is an issue with OpenRails translating the ENG file meant for MSTS, it wouldn't be fair to dock the route and the pack over this visual glitch. It can be resolved by changing the smoke thickness line in the ENG file from 0.1 to 0.3. All the locomotives in this video have had the adjustment made. So, is this route still worth owning? Let's take a look at its final score. I will break its score down into 3 parts: visual quality, playability, and content. This route scores a 3 out of 5 for visual quality. While its geography is great, its textures really hold the route back. However, a simple texture replacement in the future could change this score. Next, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 for playability. Its included activities all function well in OpenRails, and while not covered here, they tell a rich and engaging story of not just the railroad, but the men who worked on it every day. The route's track design is great, with no major issues either. Finally, it scores a 4 out of 5 for content. While the included cab forwards are great, the sounds on the consolidation are only decent at best, but the F7's use of default sounds, including the MSTS default GP38 horn, is unforgivable for a payware product in my opinion. In conclusion, this beautiful and engaging trek through the mountains scores a 13 out of 15 and receives a 4.5-star rating. For all of its flaws, this route is a can't miss, and I highly recommend it for anyone looking for a scenic and entertaining route for OpenRails Train Simulator.